Pandas, 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 pandas. Got bros and that. There's some dopamine and panda. Good morning, pandas. Welcome to the stream. I'm glad you guys are here. Good morning, guys. Good morning, everybody. Hope you guys are doing well. Let me put up a poll up for you guys. We just finished a pre-market show and really always have a great time there. Hopefully one day you guys can join us at the pre-market show. Sorry, 1 second. Moving things around here. Good morning, guys. Just put up a poll up for you guys. Make sure you guys scalp that like button. Welcome, welcome. Do not copy my trades. I'm actually interested in this long here. 3 points. I don't want to risk that much. I'm actually looking for a higher low to come off the bottom of this trading range, come back to the top of the trading range. Ooh. Okay. Could this be first break of trend? Maybe looking for a new low. Looks sketchy now. I thought my premise was long here just because we've been in such a strong uptrend. I'm trying to capture some of that, but as you can see here with these markers, I actually entered a trade here and lost this one. I'm actually eyeing to go long again, but I don't know if I like this current price action. I may just wait until the news. There is news today at 10 o'clock, so just be aware of that. Good morning, guys. Day trading like a predator. Good morning. Wayne Bicknell. Good morning. F Zen. Good morning. Lace Sanawi. Good morning. Frank Angelo. Good morning. Northern Turtle. Good morning, guys. Sweet Onions. Good morning. Iron Cruz. Good morning. Patrick McLaughlin. Good morning, guys. Thomas Masters. How do you join the pre-market show? It's only for pandas, so if you join, become a panda, then you have access to the pre-market show. And to get to the pre-market show, you go to my channel, and then you should have a memberships tab just exclusively for you if you are a panda. And from there, you can see links to the pre-market shows. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, guys. Good morning. We do have news at 10 o'clock, so please be aware of that. It's the JOLTS opening numbers, and usually that's a pretty high impact news. I really thought that we would have a nice reversal here. To me, this is a pretty nice reversal setup, and it's kind of frustrating when these don't work, especially when they look very nice. But basically, you do have a break of trend to new low, bottom of a trading range, on a strong uptrend, looking for that reversal, and that reversal doesn't work out. It stops you out. And it looks like on the higher low setup, this may be a better setup. Looking for a new high now on this uptrend. So looking for a new high up here. With a good signal bar, I may be interested. It's a higher low, second entry long. And I typically don't like to trade when the first leg is on the opposite side of, but because we're in trading range, I'm willing to make an exception here. But really, we'll see. It's hard to say. It looks like it's actually just getting a little too choppy in general. You know, all these overlapping bars show all this chop here, and that's what created this trading range essentially. So we have this big trading range, but we're at the bottom of it now, and strong bear bar. You know, you're thinking you're going to retest this breakout spot right here, so enough room to push back up to test up here. I'm thinking going long here, but I also want to wait till the news, maybe after the news, like because it could just be choppy until news. Maria G, good morning, guys. Make sure you guys scalp that like button. I do appreciate everyone here that drops a GM in the chat. You guys don't know how much you're helping the stream. You don't know how much you're helping pushing the stream out to other viewers. You know, this pushes out to their recommended list, and especially, you know, if they're kind of interested in futures and they don't even know what to search. They don't even know that there's such things as live streams, and so you do this actually helps, you know, traders, you know, like to watch YouTube and perhaps are on YouTube while trading and trying to, you know, pass the time as they wait for a good setup, and all of a sudden they see a live, you know, recommendation on their channel. It says live futures trading, and they go, oh, okay, this might be interesting. And you know, you guys basically help them find this community by scalping that like button and also dropping GMs in the chat and just being engaged here. BNZB asks, where's the don't know button? It's not here today. You don't have that option. You have to know this time. You have to know. What do we have here? Honestly, I mean, sorry, I was looking for a setup, so I'm just kind of waiting. But I mean, overnight session. Look at this. Just breaks the previous day's high, which is this blue line, and just rockets up. And I have this huge channel here. I'm not sure how accurate it is really, but I have a big channel here and several days large. It starts way back here. And honestly, which streamer do you know keeps all their markers on? You know, you can see these markers here. Keeps all their markers on just for you guys. You can see all my markers. Anyways, starting from this pivot low, coming all the way up, hitting this pivot around this area. And I basically chose this pivot because it kind of aligns with you know, these pivot highs here. So I'm trying to take advantage of the fact that we have these pivots, these lower pivots and these upper pivots here. Trying to make an accurate channel. I think we have a decent channel here, and we're actually bouncing off the top of it, so maybe that means something. Starting to create a triangle here at this point. It means the market's confused, or the market's waiting. Someone asked, why am I already red? You can look on my screen and you can see these little markers here. If you see these markers, these are how I enter trades. Blue always means enter, and red means when you exit the trade. So, blue means long, red means short. And so, if you see a blue triangle on the left side, that's when you know you enter. So all the arrows pointing from the left to the right, that means when you enter. The arrows from the right to the left means that's when you exit. And so this means that I entered here long and I got stopped out here short. So why am I red? Because of this trade. I have already mentioned it, but I saw a breaker trend to new low, bottom of trading range, thinking come back to the top of the trading range. Saw a failed second entry short here above the 20 MA, thinking we have a chance to come up at least to test this breakout area right here, this gap that's formed. And it was enough for at least for 2 points, so I figured, you know, it's a good trade to take. Ends up, you know, stopping me out, and so I'm just saying, okay, let's move on. I'm still looking for a long trade somewhere here. Let's see if we get it. Also, we have news at 10 o'clock, so who knows. So that's my analysis of why I took that trade, and it, you know, ended up hurting me, and it's okay. And that's a good trade in my opinion. You know, I don't mind taking the trade. The one thing that I should have paid attention to is that if I just do a simple trend line here, this was right at that trend line essentially, and that could have been why it might have got stopped out, because it's just, maybe this trend line stopped it from really breaking out. Now we have this triangle here. Means breakout mode. On a higher time frame, it will be inside bars. Market's about to open in 3 seconds. All right, pushing up. This is where I originally thought it was going to happen, but I came in a little too early here, so it's all good. No entries for us. Coming back to the top of the trading range. What time do I actually start trading? Pretty much after 9 o'clock. The reason why when I trade, I have a specific account that I trade with Apex that I only trade on stream. And so if you're a member, then you know which account that is, and you know how much money I've made, you know, on stream, and because that account is dedicated just for stream. And so this is why you can see all my markers. And the reason why I took this trade was because during the pre-market show, I saw this setup and I said, okay, I'm going to try to take it, and unfortunately get stopped out. So technically it's still on stream, it's just on the pre-market show. It's not on the mainstream though. So we got to break a trend to new high and my reverse here. I think at this point it might go sideways until 10 o'clock, but who knows. I may set up my pause until 10. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Make sure you guys scalp that like button. It might push higher here. Who knows? Do I think it's gonna be a strong uptrend day today or trading range? It's hard to say. I mean, the move already was very strong in the overnight session. So sometimes when that happens, nothing happens during the day. Like actually, all the action happened overnight, and during the day it just becomes like this long trading range. I've seen that happen many times, and so. But who knows this time? Big push up, and everyone, you know, who was probably looking at this and saying, why is the trading range indicator telling us the top of the trading range is way up here? It doesn't make sense to me. And now that after you see this, we come back to the top of the trading range. So a lot of you guys would probably not even think this was a trading range, and then it actually is trading range. I typically don't like to fade when you come to the opposite side of the original trend. So, you know, I typically don't like to go short at the top of a trading range when we're in an uptrend. So, you know, we got a big, strong bull candle here. It's a mean move right now, just a really mean move, making a new high again. Down here, I'm more eager to go long because the original trend is bullish. So for me, I feel like it's more chance to go back up. So at the bottom of trading range, I'll be willing to go long. So this is why I went long here in the bottom, and still got burned, but eventually it does go the way I thought it was going to go, unfortunately. Unfortunately, it happens after it stops me out. Do I want a second entry long, pandas? Do you want a second entry long? Is that what you guys are looking for? There's a second entry long forming right now. A, B, C.
10,000 tick trap.
It already triggered. A little far away from 20 May for me. But second entry long. Ends up scalping out, so second entry long is successful right here. Floating in the middle of nowhere, basically bouncing off the the resistance level here. And a little too risky for me to take that trade. I'm more hesitant to take this trade than this trade here. Even though I lost this one and this one would have won, I prefer this setup over this setup, to be honest.
10,000 tick trap.
We do have news at 10 o'clock, so please be aware. If we get a second entry long again, would you take this setup? We have another second entry long, A, B, C. Again, floating in the middle of nowhere though, unfortunately. A, B, C. Almost triggers up here. Already triggers. And it's like, it's a high base and it's just a little too far away from anything. You know, no, it's not near any key area. It's just, you know, it's a second entry long, but it's way up here. I like it to be at least at the 20 EMA. You know, if not this trend line, at least a 20 EMA. And you can see this is kind of reversing, even though it's a second entry long. This is a second entry long. A, B, C. Two-legged pullback, but, you know, basically have these pivots blocking you. And you're not near any key area. So you can take a second entry long here, but it's risky. I skipped it for that reason. I'm moving on to next setup. You just got stopped out if you went long there. This is why I don't take those second entry longs, like little, like in the middle of, you know, in midair. Middle of nowhere in midair. That's what I meant to say. I just said in the middle of midair. Bottom training range. 20 EMA starting to flatten out here. News at 10. Let's see how strong these convictions are. I mean, you could see this as a second entry long. A, B, C. Some people may take this as second entry long. I'm just gonna skip it. I don't feel comfortable here. I mean, it's on a double key area, which is the trend or our trend line, and also 20 MA. But it's not a second entry long. It's a first entry, so I'm just letting it go. Maybe with a higher low second entry long, I may be interested, but unless we get that set up. New highs being created. Kellyanne, holla. Cody M, what up everyone? Good morning. God is good. Amen. If you grew up in like youth group, when you hear God is good, the typical response is all the time. That's a throwback. Possible wedge here. I reloaded the charts. Chris Lou, good morning, good morning. Welcome guys, welcome to the stream. Honestly, I was, you know, this is a first entry, so I can't take it. I mean, it's just plain and simple. So I'm reloading my chart, seeing that maybe it's a setup that I missed, but no, the chart just reloaded. It's a big move up. It does hit a double key area, which is the 20 EMA. Also, our trend line here. It's a double key area. On the 5-minute chart, it is very bullish. There's a huge gap on the 5-minute chart, and it is just whoa, I have a line up here. Oh, this is a gap. Pandas, we're filling a gap that like happened like several weeks ago. I was like, what's this blue line? This blue line is a gap on the 5-minute chart that never got filled. And we gapped up right to it. If I had known that, I would have just kept going long. I didn't even realize that. Just checking the 5-minute chart now. Unfortunately, if I had seen that, I would have definitely just gone long. Filling a gap, multi-week gap on the 5-minute chart. About to fill it up. I mean, 5-minute chart always in long. That's all I can think of right now. A, B, C. Maybe another setup at the 20 EMA. Just try and push up. Let's see here.
$10,000 tick trap.
It's the first entry here. Trend line. Ooh, we don't quite get to our trend line in 20 EMA, but we get a reversal here. I'm waiting for a setup, Panda, so it's all good. I don't mind missing any of this because there's no setup here. There's no second entry long. And that's the nice thing about second entry longs. I don't feel bad missing big moves because for me, there's nothing I can do. I just wait for my setup, and that's all I'm doing. If I was swing trading and I miss a setup like this, then I'll be a little bit more disappointed. But in my mind, I'm like, what can I do? I'm looking for only one single setup here. I'm going to take a long trade here, Pandas. Do not copy my trades. I'm in this trade. Do not copy my trades. It's a small risk. It's a 2-point risk right now. Almost feel like I can get like 4 or 5 points from this. Let's just focus on our 2 points. Struggling to get 2 points here. You don't like that. You don't like the fact that's reversing right now. Come back to the trend line, perhaps. I really felt like we could burst up here, and I almost want to take like a 2-to-1 here. But we'll just hold it for this. I mean, I'm struggling just to make 2 points, so I can't think of making more points than this. Almost want to skunk it because I don't like this follow through. But I'm going to let one more bar finish. And after this bar, if it doesn't make the scalp, I'm just going to get out. Yeah, it's gonna stop me out, unfortunately. Stops me out there. Really unfortunate. I mean, it could have just been chop here, and I really thought it was gonna burst upwards, but the chop really basically stopped me from making that point. It stops me out by 1 tick. It might go the way now after 1 tick stop loss was hit, unfortunately. But I mean, I don't want to go in again on the same attempt on the same setup. Just I don't want to lose 2 times on the same trade. It finally goes the way I thought I was going to go after a 1 tick stop, getting hit by 1 tick. Unfortunate. If I waited for this setup, second entry long here, that would have been better setup. I actually went for the higher low second entry long. Again, far away from 20 May. This is why I don't like to take these trades, but I was a little too eager here. Far away from 20 May, far away from trend line. Finally, we actually hits our trend line. It makes a nice little push up here, but still, it's hasn't made the 2 points yet. I mean, it makes a perfect scalp, so I'll probably still be trapped here, unfortunately. The higher low might be better set up here as well. I mean, we're just riding along this trend line right now. Maybe a little too choppy when I enter this. You know, you see this chop here, you know, basically breaking out, coming back in, so it's like a failed breakout. A little too eager for me, but ends up being a nice second push up here, and you finally got scalped out right there. And pandas, this is what happens when you're not patient. This is what happens when you're not patient, pandas. If I was just a little more patient, I waited for this bar instead of entering here long, then, you know, if I just stuck to the rules and basically wait for the key area. Oh, there's a big push up now. Yeah, I was waiting for this big push up, but I got stopped out by one tick and goes the way I wanted to go, unfortunately. But pandas, you know, again, I don't mind. I don't care. I'll just move on to the next trade. $10 we do have news, but we're already making such a strong move up here. I mean, tremendous move up here. Unfortunately, you know, my premise was right both times. Like I went long here a little too early, went long here a little too early, get stopped out by one tick. The problem is like if I don't get stopped out by one tick here, you know, how big is my stop loss going to be? You know, then I have to have certain rules when I get stopped out. My rule is, I mean, I could have maybe extended it to this pivot low. But I mean, that was a really small stop. It was like 2-point stop, so I didn't mind losing that. So it was fine. I lost it, but ends up reversing and finally making the move I thought I was going to make afterwards. Five-minute chart, multiple bull bars in a row. Look at the 5-minute chart, multiple bull bars. You see, it's so sad because both of these are long trades, and they both get stopped out on this uptrend. Just a little too early for me. Going a little too early on those. Yeah, I mean, too congested. I mean, my premise was right. It's just a little too early. So it ends up becoming a trading range, and I tried to go with a breakout. Been better if I waited for this setup. Even this setup is still kind of like same idea, but it's a little, at least hitting a key area here, which is a little bit better. But the hard part is like if you're really eager to go long and you see a setup like this, you're kind of like, all right, I mean, probably can make 2 points off of that, you know, signal bar. But yeah, like I mentioned, I typically don't like, if I don't have enough room to the top of these pivots here, it can act as a natural resistance, and that's exactly what happened. So oftentimes I'll miss those trades, but now when I try to take it, you know, this is why I don't take him. Let's continue to trucking upwards. No entries now for me. It's unfortunate that second entry longs happen like in midair like this. This one happened in midair. This one also happens in midair. It's crazy that we actually get a full two-legged pullback here. A, B, C. An entire two-legged pullback to go long. Good signal bar off the key area. That's why you gotta be patient. It's just a tremendous move upwards. On the daily chart, we see that we're approaching the 20 EMA. At a certain point, you think this might be exhausted, but honestly, like, with a break of trend, you're still looking for a new high. I mean, honestly, look at this trend. This channel has been solid this entire time. And things like this actually are kind of quite rare when it comes to the emini. This is not a, you know, this is not a normal occurrence. This is like maybe like a 10% occurrence looking like this. No entries for me, unfortunately. Big channel. The big channel here. If you look down here, October 2nd, sometime there. And my second pivot is right here. October 3rd. All right, news is in 10 minutes. I'm probably not gonna take any more trades until news. Pandas, even though I'm down 275, it's actually nothing. It's like it's really nothing being down 275 on a, you know, $300,000 account. Like being down 275 is really nothing. And if this feels like a lot to you, then I feel like perhaps, yeah, you know, if this feels like a lot being down 275, it's with the 300K account, it's like, it's a bit silly. If this like messes up your mental game, then I think you know, maybe you have a lot more to learn in the psychology aspect of trading. If you're trading micros, then yeah, then 275 is a lot. I mean, like 10 times more than, like, typically you lose $27. That's a lot. But you know, instead it's 275. But I mean, if you're trading eminis, 275 is nothing. We're getting a second entry long here, but now it's getting like a little wonky in my opinion. It's probably come back to the 20 MA, strong bear bar, something like that. It might even break beneath the 20 MA at this point. And you know, probably be a terrible signal bar and probably still give you a nice scalp, but I won't be able to enter it. Let me ask you guys, would you take a second entry long here? I almost just want to just do this because it takes too long to actually put everything out. Will you take the second entry long? Yes or no? Second entry long.
10,000 tick trap.
Second entry long off the 20 MA now. 20 MA is starting to flatten out, as you can see. I would say at this point, I would need a higher low to feel very comfortable here. But this first one, I don't know. Like I said, probably terrible signal bar. It probably will work out for a scalp for you. But for me, the conditions won't match, and it's all good. Macro double bottom currently forming here. We do have news in about 7 minutes. Now we're beneath the 20 MA, so definitely don't want to take it here. But like I said, probably it will make a scalp because it's like, it's probably one of those setups that are really ugly, but probably will work. I'm not going to take this reversal because I need some sort of double test top here. This reversal, it does trap you out, so if you did take that long, you get trapped out. So good answer, you don't take that long for sure. You don't take that short either. It's an outside bar reversal, and you just got stopped out if you took the outside bar reversal. It's getting a little choppy now, in my opinion, and that means that you know, you sit on your pause. And so this candle looks tricky, right? Because this candle looks like it's just, you know, just went down and back up, but in reality, what it did, it went up and then down to stop you out, and then for those who try to reverse it, stop them out. And so this is what the current situation is. So it looks like the second entry long is actually working out, but I actually failed already. I mean, definitely you don't want to take it beneath the 20 MA. So this is another trap here, another trap attempt. Higher low, second entry long. Perhaps I'd be interested in higher low, second entry long, but I don't know. I think 5-minute charts still always in long, so maybe with a higher low setup I'll go long, but it seems like it's really late in trend. And I'm just not sure. I mean, thinking of retests on the top here, coming back into this small trading range. You know, so higher low does trigger there, and it might be a nice. The reason why I don't like the higher low is because the first leg is beneath the 20 MA. I don't like to trade opposite. I don't like it when one aspect of the two-legged pullback is on the opposite side of your trade. 20 EMA is also flattening out here, as you can see. So it's a risky trade. I mean, it might work, and you know, your odds are for you because you do have, you know, the trend going with the overall trend going up. But you know, the probability is not high enough for me to take this trade, so I'm skipping it. The probability does seem too low for me. Now with this reversal, I may go long. I actually might want to go long with a trap to the long side. That's actually 3 pushes up, so 3 failures down now. I'm actually more interested in going long here now than before, with 3 attempts up, but EMA is starting to flatten out. I'm more enticed to go long now than before. It could also be a measure move down like this. Could be something like this as well. So it's just hard to tell at this point. But with 3 failures to push down and then reversal, that's a little more enticing to go long for me. Oh, the signal bar is good as well. I don't know if I want to get burned here again. It just seems a little too choppy, but it does look better to go long now at this point because of basically a trap to the long side here. Above the 20 MA as well. Starting to look a little too sideways, a little too choppy. I'm gonna sit on my pause just for news alone. News is about 3 minutes. Just because of news alone, I'm gonna sit on my pause. Yeah, I mean, otherwise I'll probably like that trade a lot. Thinking for a new high, at least a test, make a double top of some sort. Yeah, it does work out for you. You know, that's a higher low second entry long. And it's also a H4 setup off the 20 MA. Retest the top here. And I liked it. It's just so close to news. I didn't know if it was going to do this. Plus, it started to go sideways, right? The 20 MA is starting to flatten out here. And we're kind of like in this area, which is like a little... you know, it seems like at least it's hitting some sort of resistance here, but... that's unfortunate. Yeah, Pikachu trade. You can see with a magenta box around the dark green 3. That means it's a Pikachu. So, I don't mind missing that, but I think my analysis was good there, that was a good trade to take. It's just if the news wasn't happening, like, I could have potentially be in this trade and the news might come out. Like, that could actually be a possibility. You know, if it went sideways for a long time, that could have been a possibility. I didn't want that to happen. But you basically get 3 failures down here. Bottom of the trading range back to the top of the trading range. So that's why I wanted to go long, but it's okay. Move on to the next trade. For me, I knew I just didn't want to go short. That's what I was most confident in. $30 seconds to news. It could be a big move, and I honestly think this is a strong bull trend. It might be one of those like 5 to 10% days where it literally just moves up the entire day and rarely goes backwards, rarely looks down. Yeah, this is a fail second entry short as well. So A, B, C fails, reverses. News in 3 seconds. All right, news just dropped. It's a JOLTS job openings. It could accelerate this to keep going up higher and higher. Always in long. If you want to take momentum, you can just go long anywhere here and just take scalps. I'm looking for a specific setup, unfortunately. Looks like the news is good or something. Big push up. Look at how many bull bars there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Last 12 out of 13 bars are bull bars. Amazing. I have a small reversal here. I mean, I'm looking for a second entry long still. I mean, this looks so strong. Almost every first. I bet you this first entry will probably make you a scalp here. Like I mentioned, that first entry was good enough for a scalp, and this is how strong the uptrend is. Right? I mean, it's not a setup that I'd take, but the first entry was strong enough, showing you how strong the bulls are right now. Might be one of those days I'm just like I'm just staring at this, just waiting for entry, and I mean it just may never come. See, this is why news doesn't really matter. News is good for volatility, but like, you know, if the news was bad, but you know we're going upwards, like how does that make any sense? It just doesn't make any sense. Like the news itself doesn't actually tell you the direction. It might just tell you like, you know, when you expect some volatility, but otherwise. Let's see if we get a second entry long here. Potential second entry long. Or just continue to make first entries and keep making new highs. I've seen that happen many times before as well. Right when that triggers, right when the second pullback triggers, I'm asking this. There's a pull up. Will you take a second entry long here? A, B, C. I've already learned my lesson. Just wait, at least come back to 20 May. Second entry long already triggers here, and it can just keep pushing up. I already learned my lesson. I gotta wait for it to come to the key area before doing anything. I already got burned once by skipping my rules, so I'm not gonna get burned again. Currently, it's a fail second entry long. I mean, well, we'll see. If we break this, it's a fail second entry long.
10,000 tick trap.
It's going sideways. Still above the 20 May. It triggers a failed second entry long here, and you just got stopped out if you went long there. And again, this is where you have to practice patience. Good. Whoa. Break a trend to new low. It could be like a second entry long like this. A, B, C. Some people might see it like this. Technically it's not, but some people could see it like that. Could have a pullback here. I see a breaker trend new low off the 20 May here. But yeah, I'll need a higher low setup. Give me a higher low, I'll go long. Higher low, second entry long, I'll go long. I'm just like, my mind's only set to one thing right now, it's just longs. And so this is the first entry. I'm looking for a second entry, higher low, second entry long, which looks like this. A, B, C, higher low, second entry long. This is what I'm looking for. Being patient for my setup. Being very, very patient. Pandas, tell me, if you see this setup, would you take this setup? If this setup happens, would you take it with me? If this like setup that I have on this blue line, if this happens, would you take it? Take the higher low, second entry long, but we're having a hard time triggering that second pullback. As long as we have a hard time triggering, okay, we got it. Higher low, second entry long. It's a terrible signal bar for now. That's a terrible signal bar to take, very difficult. 20 MA starting to flatten out. If we break this pivot low, I'm no longer interested. I need a higher low second entry long. Strong bear bars. 2 strong bear bars. Terrible signal bar. Cannot take that trade. Even if it does trigger, I cannot take this trade. The signal bar is way too bad. I cannot take this trade. Signal bar is way too ugly for me. If we have a good entry bar ending near its high, then maybe I would like to come in. Entry bar is not even that strong as well. So I'm not interested in this trade. It's a bad setup. And if it works out, then it works out. But I cannot take a trade with a signal bar that looks like this and the follow through looks like this. I simply cannot. This is set up for a possible reversal here. I mean, we can have a strong push down if we trigger this. We're in due for a pullback anyways on the higher time frames. You can see the 20 MA starting to curl downwards now. But it's also getting choppy, overlapping bars. Hard time breaking above the 20 MA now. Does trigger the trap. Reverses, 20 MA starting to curl down. It's hard to go long with these bad bars. But just imagine if you're short here, how would you feel if this reverses right here? That would be pretty terrible feeling. It's a little too choppy for me. I can't go long. It's a better signal bar than this one, but now we're beneath the 20 MA with the 20 MA curling downwards. So I'm not looking to go short, but at this point I'm hesitant to go long. You know, for me, I probably want a higher low setup to feel a little more confident. I just don't know. I mean, we're beneath the 20 MA now. I just don't know. So it looks like we're in a downtrend. It's slight. And if you went long here, you just got stopped out. Yeah, I would need a trap to the long side to feel confident now. I would need some sort of trap. And I need to push above the 20 MA. Like, I can't go long if I sense this is happening. If I sense this downtrend starting to begin. %99 chance we will hit the 20 EMA sometime today. It's so far away on the 5-minute chart, but 99% chance we'll hit it sometime today. It's a 99% chance. Almost a guarantee. We'll somehow hit it. Either we'll go down to it or it'll come up to us, but on the 5-minute chart, Al Brooks says in his like 20, 30 years, 400 years of trading, however long he's been trading for, he said that he's never seen on the 5-minute chart it never hit the 20 MA. He says he's always seen it hit the 20 MA. That doesn't mean that this is bearish at all. It doesn't mean that. Yeah, Al Brooks is getting old. I would be honestly pretty sad if he does, you know, God willing, no time soon, but you know, if he does pass away, I would be pretty sad. One of the greats. We're getting above the 20 MA. I'd be more enticed to go long if we're above the 20 MA, but until then, I honestly would like a trap trade to the long side. That's the setup I'm actually really looking for, but I'm not sure if we're gonna get it. We're basically been in a spiking channel on the 5-minute chart. The spiking channels are actually bearish setups. Right? It's a huge spike. And we're channeling. Right? You can consider this whole thing a spike here. And we're channeling. 10,000 tick chart, maybe second entry long on the 10,000 tick chart. A, B, C, maybe not. Hard to say. Higher low on the 2,000 tick. It's a higher low. First entry long. This is a first entry. Not interested in first entries. I need a trap trade. Pikachu. I need something else. I cannot go on this higher low. Give me a trap to the long side. I'll take it. So fail second entry short. A, B, C. Fail second entry short. And I'm looking to go long. I mean, that does scalp you out. That higher low setup. It's just not a setup I'm looking for. That's a first entry. I'm looking for second entries only. So if we get a trap to the long side, I'll be interested here. And it looks like to me the 5 minutes is starting to go sideways now. So this could burn me here. Again, like I've been going long so many times on this uptrend and I've been burned twice already. This could be a first break of trend as well. We could look for a new low, and that might be a mistake to go long in this area because we technically need a new low here. Technically. No setups for me, unfortunately. So if this goes without me, what can I do? Let me know on the poll. Would you take this trap with me? If you saw this fail second entry short in this area, would you go long here? Look at these bars. Look how small they are. Potential trap here. Trap doesn't even trigger. Like the second entry short doesn't trigger, so we don't have a trap yet. Don't quite. Okay, potential trap trade to the long side. Big push down, no trap. Ending that pull. It could be a fail second entry short still, but you're thinking new low with a strong bear bar like this. Maybe at least a bottom training range. You need some sort of retest of this down here, in my opinion. Some people could take this long and feel comfortable. I'd feel more comfortable after a retest down here. Giving us some sort of double bottom on this uptrend. I'll just feel more comfortable there. It might not happen, but that's what I feel most comfortable with. Interesting. Not sure what's happening here. It's a second entry short actually here. Second entry short, it's a lower high second entry short. Potential second entry long here again. I don't know if I want to go long. Looks congested, but the 20 minute is also rising. And the original trend has been very strong going up. It looks like starting to turn to a trading range of some sort here. The problem is I don't know if we're at the top of it or not. Inside bars on the higher time frames. It's getting really choppy now. It looks like 50-50 almost here, but I have an inclination that it's going to go higher. It's a higher low, second entry long here, but getting kind of choppy. I want to go long here. It looks bullish, but also a little confused. Strong Pretty good, strong bull bar, ending near its high. Probably will miss this trade, unfortunately. Like I said, I would like it if it actually had some sort of test down here. But now it looks like it just wants to break out like crazy. Disappointing follow through. Did not copy my trades. I'm a sucker. I'm gonna take this. It's getting kind of choppy, but I feel like if we break above here, it might be one of those trades that won't even fill me because it's gonna push so strong up. The reason being also the higher time frames. They're creating inside bars, so it means breakout mode on the higher time frames. Inside bar here. Did not copy my trades. It's risky in this trade. The risk is not that large. It's about 2.25 points. I feel like I can squeeze out maybe a 2-to-1 risk reward here. Did not copy my trades. Looks like I'm getting stopped out. It's one of those days, man. I really thought I was gonna burst out there and give us a nice push up, but this level here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits in a row, you almost feel like you want to go short at this point. But again, I don't mind losing to 2.25 point. All right, I got stopped out again. It's a rough day. It's an annoying day today. I don't feel comfortable trading today. I mean, this is so choppy. And if it goes now without me, it's super annoying, super frustrating. Oh, this is annoying. Pandas. Now it's probably gonna go without me. Stops me out and goes. I'm not gonna attempt this again. This is way too choppy. It was strong resistance, but I did feel like, even strong resistance, I feel like the setup, with multiple failures to break down, that would have popped up above it, and I didn't want to miss that entry. So technically, I can be like one tick above, the resistance. I might be better. But again, it's another attempt up, and I'm just gonna sit on my pause here, not really caring what happens. I mean, this is definitely a ledge of some sort. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits in a row, so it's just absolutely incredible. We cannot break this level right now.
$10,000 tick trap.
Look how incredible this strong bull bar is. You're thinking this is gonna do a breakout of some sort at least, but instead it gets knocked back down. This is pretty rare for this to happen. We get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits all in one spot. This is actually more rare than actually breaking out. So again, I don't mind losing that trade because my reward would have been high. Like I would have had a larger reward than I typically do. So I was okay with losing that because the reward was good, and this is a very rare thing to happen. 8 hits in the same spot, that's not common. That's very uncommon. Basically creates a ledge at this point. We might get a new low, and then maybe we can try to go long again. And the important things about ledges is that these act as magnets. So yeah, I mean, this got really too choppy here. I really thought I was gonna do a breakout. Even with this bar, I was tempted. Maybe I should go long again. But like I said, I don't want to lose on the same trade twice, and so I take the hit once and I just move on. We come back to the bottom of a trading range here, created by the trading range indicator. Could be a double bottom. We could be a hit off the 20 EMA on 10,000 tick chart. We're getting close to it. It's also a second entry long. Second entry long on the 10,000 tick chart, perhaps building up here. And we have a 5-minute chart finally starting to curl down and might come back to some sort of area here. So for me now, I gotta wait for another trap to the long side to be interested. Also would like a break of this low, or a test of it at least. It's very annoying. This kind of chop is very annoying. But in my opinion, I don't mind taking the hit here with 2.25 points because the potential was really big here. Like, you know, at least to break above here, at least a 1-to-1. This is more rare. Like, this is more unlikely to happen than it breaking out, I feel like. So coming back to the 20 EMA on the higher time frames. Believe it or not, this is the first pullback on the 5-minute chart. This is the first time we broke a previous candle's low. It's the first time it happened. So we're looking for another leg up. I'm not looking for a long until I get a nice fail second entry short again. And that's the only way I'm going long at this point. And this is what I meant. I felt I would feel more comfortable. So not taking this, this trap or this long here. I felt more comfortable if we had a retest of some sort of this low here. And that's when I would feel more comfortable to actually go long again. And this I got paid. I paid for that because I knew I should have waited for this. But I got really eager here, thinking this looks like a very strong push up here. And I got burned. So, I paid for the price. I knew that I should have waited for this retest here, but got really eager there, unfortunately. Fail second entry short, I'll take it here. Even here, it's a retest. Got multiple hits here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits all in one spot. Can't break beneath it currently. Annoying day. I'm trying to find a long trade on this super strong uptrend. All my long trades are failing. And that's what for me makes it so annoying. When you're like bullish, but the long setups you're taking are not working out. And like you think about days where like almost every single second entry long, no matter where they are, almost every first entry just makes a scalp at least on like your strong bull trends. You just think about days like that, and this is unfortunately maybe a trap here, but it's just underneath the 20 MA. It's not a good setup. It's getting really choppy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 overlapping bars. I mean, I may still want to go long, but it's just, yeah, it's hard when it's this congested. I almost want to take a second entry long based off the 10,000 tick chart at this point because the risk is so small in 10,000 tick. 10,000 tick, we have a second entry long. Like I almost want to just take it with a 10,000 tick because rarely do you have like a 4-point stop loss on a 10,000 tick. This is really rare. Like I almost want to take a long trade here on 10,000 tick chart. It's very rare for the risk to be this small. Actually, I might do it. It's just like, why not? 1, 2, 3. It's like just a 4-point risk. 10,000 tick. But look, it would trigger like up here. Man, that's tricky. I don't like that. It's a trap trade here on the bottom of the trading range. Congested. Like it would trigger up here, and I feel like this chop could bring it back down. I don't like that. It is it's a Pikachu trade. It looks so ugly though, and it's unfortunately beneath the 20 MA, so it's hard for me to go long here. It's very congested. Like this is very congested. You know, here I should have not gone just purely on the congestion. Here again, purely on the congestion. It's hard to know what direction we're going. Maybe with a higher low, I'll be interested in going long here, actually. Give me a higher low, I'll be interested. It's a second entry long on the 10,000 tick chart, which makes me interested in going long in this area. Which is about to trigger. But I don't like in this smaller time frame how congested this is, so it's preventing me from going long.
10,000 tick trap.
Wow, alright. Pushing up. It's pushing up. 10,000 tick chart, second entry long does trigger. Higher low, I would have to wait for a higher low. I have to wait for something here on this time frame. It's just when you have this much congestion, like this strong, you're thinking this will be a failed breakout, might come back down into it. So even on the 10,000 tick, it's a second entry long. On the smaller time frame, it looks like it has a possibility to get back in here. Of course, it goes up. 10,000 tick chart, second entry long. It makes a scalp. I mean, and that's like rarely rare that on a 10,000 tick chart, the risk is only about 4 points. It's just a smaller time frame preventing me from entering long because this congestion is very strong. And so, like I mentioned, easily be a failed breakout, come back into a congestion here. What software do I use? It's called Animes.
$10,000 tick trap. $10,000 tick trap.
And this is what I mentioned, failed breakout, come back into it like this, and it actually does come back into this trading range. That's how strong it was, and that's what I was afraid it wouldn't have gone high enough before it did this, basically stop you out by one tick and then go this way. And that's what I was afraid of. I still want to go long though. Just I'm not sure. This ledge here looks like it wants to come back to this ledge. Ledges are good to recognize because they can be magnets all day. So we can come back all the way back up here. We can first break above it and come back down to it. So especially you have 8 points on one hit or one spot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, you're talking about a 3,007, like a 4,000, basically $4,000 product, and you're hitting the exact same spot multiple times. You got to pay attention to that. Mike's Google. Good morning. Welcome. It's a panda. Good morning, guys. Welcome to the stream. I'm down 387, but it's all good. All the setups I took, maybe other than this one, I liked, but yeah. It's got a little eager. I got really eager trying to join the uptrend, and because of that, I'm getting punished. This is certainly still choppy to me. Hard to tell what's going to happen here. It looks like a limit order market still. I want to go long, but it's hard to say. Right now, I mean, we could easily be in a downtrend as well. I just like the fact we come back to the ledge here sometime soon. The second entry long. It's kind of an ugly one though. But it's a second entry long nevertheless. I may take this coming off the top of this trading range. Do not copy my trades. It's congested, so I know there's risk here. Do not copy my trades. Oof. Oof. Let's come back here. It's a 1, 2. It's about a 3-point risk here. And I'm going to try to come back to the ledge here. There's a ledge here that could act as a magnet, and I'm thinking we're going to come back up to it. It's 8 hits all in one spot. And so we have a higher low, second entry long, pointing towards that ledge. And so I'm going to try to get up to it. Plus on 10,000 tick chart, we also have a trap trade to the long side here. So let's see if we can get some confluence here on all the time frames. I'm gonna take the risk off soon. If we get a burst up, I'm gonna take the risk off, but I'm gonna let this wiggle around a little bit. Taking the risk off. Let's get back to the ledge here. So this is a risk-free trade now. And technically I could just raise this up and just come out with a stop loss. But for me, the ledge seems like the most obvious area that we want to hit. And obviously I want to make enough money so I can, make up for all my losses. Let's go, baby. Easy peasy money. Obviously, I want to keep a trade on, so I can make up all the money I lost. But for me, if I see, a resistance, I want to just take it out. So I saw a resistance here with the ledge, and I felt like the ledge would be a magnet, and it was. Also, 10,000 tick chart. You have a failed second entry short on 10,000 tick, and triggers, and it scalps out immediately. 5-minute chart, you get a second leg up, which is what we're looking for on the super strong uptrend. And there's a lot of reasons why I wanted to keep going long there. Good signal bar as well. Came with a small retracement, and I was able to, you know, reduce my risk a little bit, which made me even more confident to stay in this trade. But also trading range indicator, gave us a trading range. Comes right, it hits it perfectly, that ledge, and I get, you know, I basically, you know, protect my profits there. And this is why I took it out, right? I just take my profits, protect it, know exactly where there's a resistance. And you know, if I had multiple contracts, then maybe I'll hold a couple. But you know, because of that. And this is possibly a fail second entry short, but I'm happy with that profit. So down 187. It's not the end of the world. You know, I just think if you keep focusing on getting good setups, you'll make up your money. You know, I'll probably end up green today if I just focus on good setups, and stay away from chop. You know, stay away from trades like here and right here. You know, those are all things that messed me up today. You know, let's do a quick recap. This might actually burst higher. I'm actually curious what's going to happen here, but not curious enough to, not confident enough to actually enter the trade itself. I'm curious what's going to happen here. Could have a trend line working. That does trigger. It's a bad signal bar, but it's a fail second entry short, and we can technically have a nice push up here, quite possibly. I don't know. I know it's not enough points to even scalp. It's not far enough to even scalp out here, so I'm not taking that trade, but I'm just curious what's gonna happen. Let's see if it gets another push up. All right, wow. If you went long here, then technically you're still safe. Technically you're still safe by one tick. You didn't get stopped out yet. Technically you're still in that trade. Wow. That's, you know, you got saved by the 20 EMA, I guess. Incredible. Technically you're still safe if you went long here. Technically. I'm just imagining I'm in this trade and my entry's right here. I'm just seeing what's going to happen. It's a second entry long now. This might be a good setup to go long now here. Okay, you can come out break even now because you're just like, you know, praying to God, you know, just get back to break even, I'll get out. And you just got out break even if you could. You see a strong bear bar like this, you know, coming off of resistance, you're not too confident anymore. I'll do a recap at the end of this stream as well. So for those who missed any of my trades, I'm down 187, you know, but it's all good. I'll go recap my trades and we can see you know what happened. It's a second entry long. You're technically still in this trade. If you went long here, if I saw a strong bear bar like this, I was able to get out. I'll probably come out break even already. But pandas, there's still a gap here, you know, so you're still actually pretty bullish. I mean, this gap is still here, so. You know, technically, like let's say if I had a runner, my runner will still be alive at this point. Second entry long. I'm not interested in second entry long though. A little too risky. Getting a little too congested here as well. It's a doji bar, inside bar. Okay, triggers long. Second entry long. With a gap from this breakout. Just not enough room to the resistance here. Richard Harris says, I got lucky today with runner. Typically never works out for me. Kind of like 80% of the time it fails 100% or something like that. All right, strong bull bar. So for those who took this long, you're still in this trade and you are just ecstatic. We're back at a resistance. It probably break through it now. I mean, it looks like it wants to break through it. It's absolutely incredible. It's still stuck on that one spot, and it's still, even with this bar, absolutely. It sooner or later will break through it. It's just absolutely incredible. It's just again in the exact same spot. I feel like if it does break above it, it's gonna be a really strong move up. I want to participate actually in that move up. That'd be nice. Probably be at least a 2-point move. Again, amazing. This is amazing. Again, hits it perfectly. This is so rare. This is really rare, pandas. This is not common. This is very not common. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 hits all in one spot. I actually want to go long here. Do not copy my trades. Do not copy my trades. I'm going long here. And I'll just take like I'll take a 3-point loss. I feel like if it does break through, it's gonna break through very strong, and I think it's worth taking the risk here. You know, I'll take a 1-to-1, so I'll lose 3 to gain 3. This is 3-point risk, and I'll do a 1, 2, 3. I'll try to gain 3 points. Either I lose 3 or gain 3. This is 50-50, and it looks like pretty good odds to go up. Just because we came from down here and then, strong push down. I might have been on the wrong side of that. It just looked like it was going to just break through it. I may be on the wrong side of it. I mean, it hits it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 hits all in one spot. Absolutely incredible. But my risk is 3 points. Either I will lose 3 or gain 3, and it's simple as that. I feel like if it does break above it, it's going to be very strong. So, it is what it is. If it doesn't, then I lose 3 points. We move on. Again, it hits it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, there it is. Big burst up. Let's see if I can get my 3 points here. Either I gain 3 points or lose 3 points. Looks like a failed breakout. It might make me lose my 3 points here. Yep. It's a failed breakout. Darn. It's all good though. I thought it was worth it. I thought it was worth the risk. That was fun. That was fun. You know, either I was gonna go up and just break through, or you know, have this failed breakout. So it's all good. All right, Pandas. Let me go over my trades. I'm down 337 again. It's all good. Doesn't really matter. It really doesn't matter. But my trades today. My first trade here. That's incredible though. A ledge that strong. That's a very strong ledge. My first losing trade, break a trend, new low, bottom trading range, reversal setup. This is typically a very good setup, and I went long here thinking after a huge move overnight that we were continuing our uptrend after this reversal pattern. Ends up stopping me out and then finally going the way I thought I was going to go. It's unfortunate. I mean, I think that's a really good setup. I mean, I don't mind even losing the setup. I feel like if I keep taking setups like this, it won't be a bad thing. I think overall, if I could be patient for setups like this, that's a pretty good setup in my opinion. I skipped this one because it was midair, and I should have skipped this one because this was midair, but ended up getting stopped out by 1 tick, and then finally goes my way. So again, a 1 tick stop. So even though my premise is all right, I'm going bullish. I think it's long. I still lose this trade here. And then I go long here, I think it's going to break out this ledge and then get stopped out. And then finally take another trade using that ledge as my advantage. Got 4 points. And now we feel like with a break through the ledge, I thought we were going to actually have a strong move up, but rather the ledge is acting as a strong resistance area, and we failed breakout reversal. So down 337. It's not too bad for, I think, a very tough day for me. I think this is probably one of the tougher days because it just got really, really weird. Honestly, when I thought it was a strong bull trend, it just made even my long trades, I just couldn't make money. So it's all good. But down 337, and we'll continue to take good setups, and yeah. And I would say, whatever risk you take, like I took a 3-point risk here, knowing that I could potentially make 3 points and I lose 3 points. And for me, if it actually did break above here, I felt like we had a strong chance to actually make 3 points. It goes exactly 2 points and then reverses like immediately. So that hurts. But Pandas is all good. That being said, Pandas, trade safe, everyone, for the rest of the day. It could be like a tricky day today. It's just a weird day. And yeah, so I hope everyone trade safe. Hopefully you guys learned from my mistakes. I made a lot of mistakes today. I was impatient, right? Impatient here. Impatient here as well. So 2 times impatience had burned me. And I think eventually I probably would have taken this long here as well because it comes off the 20 MA like that. But yeah, either I would have lost this one or this one. So I don't know. So regardless, Pandas, it's amazing to trade with everyone, and I'll see you guys on tomorrow. And know that tomorrow we do have news again. Let me go over all the news that we're going to go through this week. Tomorrow we have ISM services PMI, and that will be at 10 o'clock. But before then, we'll have an 8:15 announcement, an ADP non-farm employment. And on Thursday, there's no announcement. On Fridays, big news, big time news at 8:30. I mean, that is big time news at 8:30. We have non-farm employment change, unemployment rate, and average hour earnings month over month. And so, Pandas, just be aware tomorrow when you trade at 8 or tomorrow at 8:15. There's gonna be some news, and also at 10. So that being said, Pandas, as always, happy trading. God bless. Bye.